Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. On the 1,000,000 to 1 chance this goes on YouTube. Hi, YouTube people. Hi, hypothetical Schrodinger's YouTube people. We meet again. This is Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. It's a new RPG by Owlcat. It came out today, and I decided on a whim to buy it and stream it, and we'll see what it's all about. Hopefully it's decent. Hopefully it's pretty decent. I'll confess right up front, you know, I'm perhaps not the ideal candidate to look at this game because I played Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous, and I wasn't super enthused, actually. I've got to be honest. I didn't actually end up enjoying them all that much. I didn't even come close to finishing either of them. So I don't know what I'm going to make of this. I'm pretty much playing it because it's the Warhammer 40,000 IP, and I've kind of wanted a Warhammer 40,000, you know, CRPG like this for a long time. So I'm willing to give it a go on that basis. So we'll see. We'll see if it's any good, I suppose. New game. We as developers are striving to improve our work. To do this, we need information that... Yes, sure, whatever. Right, main story. Difficulty. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius as it faces multiple threats. From within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of the shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius, or von Valancius. Well, I'm sure we'll get corrected on that later. Dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronis expanse. Well, that's the back of the box blurb, practically, it feels like. Main story. Does that mean that there's going to be other campaigns at some point? Interesting. Difficulty. Well, I'm a casual pleb when it comes to these kinds of RPGs, so I'm tempted to pick story, but maybe I should give it a fair shake of the stick on normal first before I decide to wimp out and lower it later, because I'd be surprised if you can't change the difficulty with mid gameplay, because I think you could in Pathfinder. So, but obviously the difficulty is very, 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 very customizable. I remember it being like this in Pathfinder as well, and I actually was a big fan of that. So that's good to see. Right then, character creation. It looks like there's some preset ones here. Very good. I'm going to make a custom one because that's what I do. Create your very own rogue trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless when it comes to customizing your character and choosing their homeworld, gender, and background. You can also choose from a wide variety of abilities and skills, such as combat skills, social skills, and technical skills. These abilities and skills determine how your character interacts with the world and what kind of challenges they can overcome. Finally, you can choose your character's archetype. Each archetype path offers its own unique set of opportunities and challenges, so choose wisely. With all of these customization options at your fingertips, you can create a rogue trader that is truly one of a kind and embark on an adventure unlike any other in the world of Warhammer 40,000. Very good. Ooh, portrait selection. Oh boy, this dude. This dude right here, awfully tempting. She's got the crazy eyes. Big fan of her as well. He's a dashing sort of mustachioed Lord Flashart kind of a fellow, isn't he? Shall we? Did they get permission to use Stephen Fry's face in this? Because it looks an awful lot like him. Check the fingers. Why, you want to see if it's AI? Everyone seems to have the correct number. I'm pretty sure it's not AI artwork. Oh, oh gosh, it's really tempting to go for old General Melcher there. Oh, I think it's got to be him. I think it's got to be. Has it changed the? Yeah, the character here to match? All right, very good. Oh, and there's obviously some, looks like a bunch of other customization options and whatnot here as well. Oh, bollocks. Back, undo. How do I default? Oh, God. I've buggered it now. Go back, custom character. Start again. No! Ah, I want to get the... Just find something in here that looks about right. What does this button do? Clothes are not available yet. Okay. I like there's multiple body types. That's always welcome in an RPG. Hair. He had the balding sort of look, didn't he? There we go, like that. Where's the aha down here? There's that moustache. Where is it? Darling, where's my moustache? There it is. Tattoos! Actually, it's 40k, I suppose. Actually, tattoos isn't as weird as you might think. Although, those are some downright heretical-looking tattoos right there. Goodness me! What's this about, eh? We'll give him a little forehead eagle. Breaks up the huge, gigantic forehead a little. Augmentations? Oh, goodness me. And give him a big old chrome dome. It's quite fun. Oh, prosthetic nose? Okay, this is fun. Yeah, I have to say, this is quite fun. I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, it's 40k. Why not give us a ton of weird augmentation options? I mean, we ought to pick at least one if we're doing this properly. Have a bionic eye. Is there a bionic eye in here of some description? Got a metal jaw. I mean, the fake nose is absolutely sending me, to be honest. Let's go with that. That looks fun. Voice.
Something of interest. You didn't stand a chance.
Deliver their demise. We have purified.
I'll make it happen.
Through chaos, blood and mayhem shall be our anthem.
Oh, you can be downright heretical. I like it. Oh, you're making me reconsider my life choices in the character creation now, game. I kind of part of me wants to play as an absolute scenery-chewing heretic, actually. That would be really fun.
Watch this spectacle unfold!
Fit for the fond Phalanxius annals.
The Emperor gave
Success is...
I think number one. Alright, our origin, Death World. Voidborn. Hive World. Forge World. Imperial World. Fortress World, I think. That would make the most sense for old Melchett here. Need a chrome moustache. Right. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy, and every citizen is a soldier trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. Never stop shooting features. Each time a Fortress world character kills an enemy, they gain plus 10 stacks of never stop shooting. At the start of their turn, there's a stacks of never stop shooting percentage chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 AP and will not... Okay. That was all rather complicated. It's like reading a bloody actual tabletop fucking rules entry. Flashbacks to some of the 9th edition 40k codex is reading that. Plus 5 perception, plus 5 willpower, minus 5 fellowship. Melchett having poor people skills. Sounds about right. Combat addict. Hail of Steel. Spare magazine. Familiar kickback. Never stop believing. Don't stop believing. Otherwise we'll have you executed because you're a heretic. Origin. Astra Militarum Commander. Yes, 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 I think this has to be the one we choose. Well, I suppose he could be a commissar as well. What else is there? Crime Lord, Minster and Priest. Oh gosh, can you? I'd love to have a down like a lunatic heretic character who starts off as a Minster and Priest. Though that'd be fun. Navy officer. Oh my god, that hat is magnificent. Oh. A noble sanctioned psycho. Indian Astra Militarum Commander would be the most appropriate for this character. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium in the first line of defense from the myriad threats that endanger the existence of the humanity in the 41st millennium. You have served as one of the commanders of an Astra Militarum regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. Okay, regimental tactics. Regimental tactics. Okay. There's a lot to take in during character development here, isn't there? There's an awful lot to take in. We're like level flipping 1 and I've already got like all these talents and stuff to worry about. It's a bit overwhelming if I'm honest. Apex of brilliance. The reforms and leadership used restored a broken Imperial Guard regiment to its former glory. That sounds far too competent. You and your guardsmen defended a shrine world and received a high commendation for your fleet. Feat of greatness. You utilized your talents as command to achieve a great victory over the ruinous powers. I'll go with this one, I suppose. Persuasion plus 5. Got importance. You lost an entire regiment to the Immaterium during a Gellerfield failure. You yourself emerged unscathed. Brand of shame. As commander-in-chief of this disastrous military campaign, you were buried in shame. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Shadow of Torment. Captured by heretics. Yes, no, this one. This one. We led a completely and utterly disastrous military campaign. Minus 5 coercion. Okay. Choose archetype to see description. You can only choose one of the first tier archetypes at this moment. Archetypes are development paths that your characters follow. Each archetype encapsulates a unique set of skills and expertise to represent. Warrior, officer, operative, soldier. I think officer. You're an officer and a gentleman. Finest hour. Ultimate abilities. Bring it down. Voice of command. Very good. Oh boy, now skills. Are we done yet? We're like 2/3 of the way there. Looks like 3/4 of the way. Intelligence. Can't have a lot of intelligence, can we? That just wouldn't be right. Agility, toughness, strength, ballistics. Just let's be good at shooting things, shall we? That you probably can't go too wrong with that. Maybe also be good at hitting things too. And a bit of toughness. There we go. There we are. That'll do. Our void ship, a sword class frigate. Apparently there's no other choices. Classic combat ship design proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability. The Von Valancius flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the Von Valancius dynasty. Every system aboard this frigate has been tried and tested in innumerable engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drives are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. The flagship's size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders and for hunting the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics in the Cronus Expanse. Numerous Von Valancius rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and with a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to faithfully serve the Von Valancius dynasty. You can generate a random name for it. That's nice. What shall we call it, though? Unbound Avarice. Trailblazer, Mercy of the Stars, Unforgiven. It's given me Unforgiven 3 times now. It's obviously not a lot of names in this list. It's only one thing we can call it, boys and girls. There you go. Right. I mean, the other choice, the other option was calling it Red Dwarf, which was awfully tempting, but we'll go our good old Trafalgar from Cold Waters. Right, name. Edit name. What are the Aubrey. Aubrey, as in Captain Jack Aubrey. I don't quite like that. I think I should call him Melchett. Because, I mean, that's just who he is. Look at him. Okay, that's the character summary, it looks like. Complete. Good old John Trader. Look at the little server skulls. Look at them go. Whee!
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? an impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Who's this guy? This is Conrad Voigtbier, apparently. Choices and dialogues. You are in a dialogue! Do not resist. I mean, here you can learn about current events, influence the character you're speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices you make. Available dialogue options are displayed on the right. Select a reply by clicking left mouse button on it or pressing the corresponding digit on your keyboard. Okay. Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me?
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtbier, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Voigtbier bows his head and focuses his attention on you. You've Lieutenant General Melchior Scipio Grimold, commander of the 8th Army of the Scanthian Janissaries. Also, yes, you can hover over the highlighted things to get more information about what they are. I don't know who started this trend in RPGs these days, but it's a welcome one. I do quite like it. It sort of makes the exposition dumps a little more optional. Ooh, there's an encyclopedia, eh? Alright.
My regards, Lieutenant General. The
Lieutenant?
Yes. Is the hammer of the God Emperor, isn't that what they say? Well, it is likely that fate will give you ample opportunity to demonstrate your talents as a commander. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the Rogue Trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
The voice acting is fine, yes. He just talk awfully slowly though, which is a pet peeve of mine when it comes to video game voice acting. Okay, fine. You say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs, so is there another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
I assume you had some... I could ask this other stuff, but honestly, I'm not going to bother. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Is he called Black? That would be funny, wouldn't it? Also, go away tutorial thing.
The Lord's Captain and Master Egelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
By the right of blood, road trader Theodora von Valencius desires to personally meet with the person, blah, 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 so on and so forth. That's gone now. Okay, follow Conrad. To journal! How do I get out of here now? Escape, that'll do it.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Okay, what is it? Left mouse button to move around? Okay, cool. Interactable objects. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects. Others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch a small event. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to the interactive object. Yeah, it's really good. You know, this whole sort of top-down style of RPG is fascinating to me in a way because, like, originally these, you know, the RPGs with this kind of camera view were a thing because, like, that was just the technological limitations of the day.
A new challenge for me?
But, like, you see all these sort of modern homages to those kind of RPGs where they've actually decided to stick with this kind of view as an aesthetic choice rather than, you know, anything else. Just, I find that interesting.
It's about time.
Because to be honest with you, I've actually I'll level with you. I've never actually been a huge fan of the sort of top-down, isometric, whatever you want to call it, style of RPG. I don't like playing games with this camera view. I like the immersion that a proper third-person camera or first-person camera offers. Was one of the reasons I was dead chuffed when Baldur's Gate 3 kind of was revealed and they were, you know, it showed that you could actually sort of run around in third-person view effectively in that game. But it's the way a lot of devs like to do it. They like to do that Baldur's Gate 1 style of things, which is technically this isn't, because this is actually 3D. You know, it's not 2D. But you know what I mean. Show the data on the windscreen. The sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Was that my fault?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I'm pressing buttons I shouldn't press. Incomprehensible information is displayed on a large screen above the cogitators. You can make out references to unfamiliar systems and worlds. Among the numbers and logisticar symbols. Comprehensible information. Okay, it's just the same tooltip. Hello. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirits in the name of the Omnis. These go away really fast. In the name of the Omnisci, refrain from any further profane acts. Sorry, I'm messing everything up, am I? Heard the Seneschal gave the senior officers another public dressing down recently. I don't know what it was for this time, but Wersarian would latch onto any slipper as an excuse to give someone an earful. Massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard a void ship. I can already feel my mouth getting a little dry reading all this. I should have got myself a glass of water before we started this. Noble guest. May his will strengthen my heart. May my humble deeds be for the benefit of humanity. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. Hear the stuttering words of a prayer to the God
None
Emperor.
shall stand in my way.
It's a little servitor. Hello. As you approach, something in the servitor's body begins to hum as if in response to your presence. After a couple of seconds, the noise subsides.
Follow my lead.
Alright. Alright, well, should we just go through the door, I guess?
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
We're going to have a combat tutorial.
Annihilate them.
By Jove, we are! Start of combat. You've been ambushed. The battle begins. To survive the grim darkness of the far future, you'll have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle. It's turn-based then, it's not real-time with pause, I see. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area to double-click left mouse button on it to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move in their turn. Okay. By Jove. You must deal with this servitor. Somehow. Let me guess, we've got action points as well as movement points. Aha, yeah. Voice of command. Let's not worry about that for now. Let's just run on over
See how they
here
respond to this.
and shoot him. Shoot the bugger. To make attacks and use abilities in combat, characters must spend action points. Uh-huh. Single shot icon on the weapons panel. Mm-hmm. Alright.
Already done.
Pew. Other actions and enemies done. When you're ready to end the turn, press space or click the end turn button. Okay. Can I not shoot him again?
I'll
So,
pass.
that was once per turn apparently. Oh, I can reload, I
Not a
suppose.
problem for me.
I reloaded that one bullet I had spent already. Suppose. Good.
Suits my
Buff you, I guess, with voice of command. There we go. This will be end turn, I suppose. Yep. You've missed, you fool. Now you're going to be the next one who dies. Whoa, yep.
All too easy. You didn't stand a
Gotcha.
chance.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
I'm not sure I trust you, you slimy bastard.
I won't tolerate weakness.
The wires in the servitor's head are still smouldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was the short-circuiting of the motive force. That's a tarantula sentry gun. That's a tank. That's a luminous battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first to breach. The first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Vortes Chthon, whatever.
It's
What else
about
we got here?
time.
What's this? Black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern a strange, barely perceptible glow inside the artifact. Oh, it's black stone, isn't it? Violet alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be handcrafted object. Symbols carved with a primitive tool are visible on the surface.
Victory awaits.
A massive golden amalgam interspersed with sparkling particles. The stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue as if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within the rock. Oh. A strange object that resembles sea coral. The porous surface is pitted, a sign that it has been underwater.
A new challenge for me?
A grey-green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard coming from the artifact. They got anything else here? Doesn't look like it. Ooh. This exhibit is unfinished. The symbol of House von Valancius' valor will be displayed here at some point in the future. There's a lot of text in this game, isn't there?
Stand in my way.
Okay, onwards, I suppose. Watching you, Mr. Servitor.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I have no idea where I'm going right now. I'm just sort of wandering about. There's a map, at least. Oh, okay. We can't go that way. Big old statue. What are these tech priests up to? Doing tech priesty
Victory
things.
awaits.
I seem to have stumbled into the right place. Oh, is this not voice acted? Okay. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in a peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension. His face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall, grey-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation, no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6, Adelthrad? I am here to speak with the Lord Captain. Excuse me. What is this? Adelthrad turns to you and regards you with indignation. Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Or do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such a fashion? I give you that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. Theodora tilts her head, her lips stretch into a cold smile. This is Melchett, the second candidate for the title of my successor. The rogue trader regards you with a look that is imperious, predatory, and oppressive. Step forward, Melchett. Passive skill tests. Okay, very good. Consider this hypothetical situation. Aeon 6, a new world on the fringes of the Cronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Okay, I do not know. Oh, lots of choices here. That's good fun. In terms of just pick, I do not know, honestly. I have retained some connections to the Astra Militarum. A few Imperial Guard regiments would take care of the natives, their spirits, and the magma. Solid fortifications have never let me down. Transportation, deployment, the unending bureaucracy of the Adeptus Administratum, all to achieve an unpredictable result. People are frail, especially when poorly equipped and trained, and facing an unfamiliar opponent. The wait alone might take an eternity, not to mention that such a planet might present an opposing force that is not material in nature. Adelthred waves his hand. Regiments and armies are not always the solution to predicaments such as the one described. It would appear you do not know that, Melchett. I find your tone most disagreeable, Elder Edelthred. You will kindly alter the manner in which you addressed me, or else you shall live to regret the consequences. Edelthred tilts his head. Well, I find your company disagreeable, Melchett, and yet I am forced to endure such... Edelthred. Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Edelthred bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Crooked Shades, thank you very much. Too much reading. Crooked Shades, thank you very much for 65 months of subbage. Welcome back, man. Okay, Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves. Then she turns to you. So, Melchett, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? Theodora scoffs. You have ceded the opening that was offered you to... Let me start again. Sorry, guys. I really suck at reading stuff out for extended periods of time. Why did I decide to play this today? You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lick-spittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scarus. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of Humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light, where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death and ruin to us all. Darashon, thank you very much for 35 months of subbage as well. Welcome back. It is a long time, isn't it? It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to fight thereon, find even, well, fight I suppose as well. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Melchett, are one of those with the von Valancius blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. One of? Does this mean there are other heirs? Naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthred may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voidveer served me for many years before he made his mistake. You're satisfied with Elthrad, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? Theodora shakes her head. Impatience. I'm rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Cronus Expanse. As an imbecile general. Service in the Astrum at the time is a trial from which very few people emerge with their life. That you have risen through the ranks of the Imperial Guard and assumed command of an army is testament to your astuteness, both on the battlefield and in the tangled net of officer intrigues. I assure you the company that a rogue trader keeps will offer you plenty of chances to demonstrate both your diplomatic skills and your combat prowess. Moreover, Theodora smiles slightly, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live on in the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the von Valancius line. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? There we go. The vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. Navigator, translation? What are these things that you speak of? What's a paladin? No, well, I'm not going to ask that. Although, conceivably, you might be playing as a character who doesn't know what those things are, so it's fair enough that the option is there. Melchard would, though, wouldn't he, being an Astra Militarum fellow? An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance, or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field. Or perhaps there is something toward the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Theodora laughs nonchalantly. Ha 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 ha. The grey-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumours spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. She turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folk speak of spectres dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Where is your ship headed? The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Cronus Expanse, and each of them possesses even resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand. Theodora grimaces. She gives you a stern look, then shrugs. For a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet appraise you of the purpose of this voyage, but now is not the time. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take some time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to... Theodora's vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the vox cast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbance is reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. Really need a glass of water now.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Wondering now if this has more reading than even Planescape Torment. Oh, not a chance. Not even close. If this was Planescape Torment, we would have had 6 conversations that about that length with random NPCs littered about the place on our way here. Right. Okay. Initiative. All combatants act in turns, and their order is determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen. Yeah. Okay. Right. Gotcha. Now, glorious battle!
One fewer target.
Whoa, nice, dude.
Reduced to dust.
Okay. He's just mowing through them. Ooh, melt a gun. Very nice. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind are marked, is marked with a shield or a shield with a skull when standing close to them. The character will, when standing close, oh god, sorry folks. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that the enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from the side, or XCOM rules in other words.
I shall not fear.
Alright, bang bang pew pew, shoot shoot.
Opposing me was your
Nice. The character's just landed a critical hit that deals increased damage equal to the character's critical damage stat. Character's critical damage is 150% of their normal damage by default, however certain talents, effects, and abilities can increase it. Each weapon has its own identical damage stat, which is added to the character's total stat value for the... Oh my goodness, okay. Right, is that it? Is there much else for us to do? I suppose there's voice of command, isn't there? Or regimental tactics. Let's do voice of command. We'll buff Theodora.
not.
Except I can't, apparently.
Not my specialty.
Can't buff anybody.
I'll pass.
Never mind. End turn then.
I took care of this one. One fewer target. To the heretic.
Positive effect. Your character's received a temporary positive effect from an ally. Such effects enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. To learn more about the effect you have gained, hover your cursor over the effects icon next to the character's portrait. Alrighty then. So we're a formal general who just has a normal pistol, not even a bulk pistol. Yeah, a good auto pistol. It's not like we came here expecting combat, you know. I'm gonna march around with a ceremonial friggin' chainsaw or whatever. Well, I suppose he's a lieutenant general. I was going to say like he's a general. Like he's not supposed to generally be in combat, but it's 40k, so actually, half the time the bloody generals in 40k are actually riding around on robotic horses and hitting people with swords. So I don't know.
Already done. You didn't stand a chance.
Hello, Noxalon. General Stern from Dawn of War would like a word, Dave. Fuck General Stern. He's the exception to the rule. Is there anything else? I don't think there is. Just end turn. General Sternen's absolute bullshit in Dawn of War, because at no time have you, as far as I'm aware, have you ever been able to equip an Imperial Guard character with lightning claws in 40k. Absolute nonsense, that was, I say. Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you and clear the path to the transport line. Do not let a single Horson survive. Why is this because of The Witcher? Is that why everybody's using the word Horson nowadays? I feel like this is The Witcher's fault. I've seen it start to pop up with alarming regularity ever since The Witcher 3 released. Anyway, the rogue trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. This is pretty Captain Obvious, shall we? The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now. Possibly, quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her Vox a few times. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What are your orders? She breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid, and be quick about it. Jolly good. Find the Arch-Militant.
It's about time.
Anything I can loot? Doesn't look like it.
A new challenge for me.
You've seen ploughing a lot more since The Witcher? Uh-huh. Pew, pew, pew.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Okay. Oh, not much going on over here. Suppose we're meant to go this way. Or not, actually, having said that.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Maybe we're going to go up here. Conrad Voidfear lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could say you'll set your chrono by it. Conrad pointedly looks away from the Arch-Militant to you. Mort, pull yourself together. The Arch-Militant looks back at you. What did the Lord Captain send you to... What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his Vox from the belt and hurriedly reports on the situation. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent, the Voxmaster is not responding, armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my Arch-Militant has just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. This is a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! I've not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they've ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed? Execute the traitors, every last one of them. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he's unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18. Blasted. Master of Whispers even. Find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlass and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Melchett! Theodora glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain. Voidfear's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arch-militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers... ... Then it is settled. Melchett, find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator, she points... Lift! Lift, damn it! Warhammer 40k is British! We call them lifts! Sorry, I should control myself. She points at the massive doors. Leads to a restricted compartment such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. You understand? Whatever state does that mean? What does that mean? Here in a bay, I should do within my power. I hear and obey, Lord Captain. Theodora waves her hand impatiently. Then move out. Mort, come. Lieutenant. They got that right earlier, JB. They got that right. They pronounced it lieutenant earlier when the dialogue was actually voice acted. So they're halfway there. Conrad Voidfear. Voidfear gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk and you do not even have proper gear. This is the most Melcher answer ever. I love it. I have a proposition. Since I am the more important person here, you can go to the front and shield me from potential threats. He smiles faintly. Certainly, Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs, but that is no longer relevant. The pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen. You are consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. I knew it! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal, Voidveer. I promised you a special destiny, Melchett. It is time to fulfill it. This isn't on my SSD, by the way, so the loading's a little bit longer than I probably would have expected, actually, to be honest, but hey.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood. which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
I have no intention of helping you.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
To the void with you. Skill tests in dialogues. Okay. One of the available dialogue options requires making a skill test. Unlike with passive tests, which are made automatically, in this case you can decide whether or not to select an option, the consequences of which will depend on the result of the associated test. Success or failure depends on how the dialogue will develop. Depending on the context, you might change the course of the conversation, alter the character's attitude, or perform an action whose consequences will only become apparent later. Hover your cursor over the dialogue option that requires a skill test. You will see a tooltip detailing your chances of success. Oh, cool. Okay, interesting. So they got both kinds of dialogue sort of tests in this game, which is kind of neat, I guess. Because I've always, when it comes to RPGs, I've always been of the school of thought where I preferred this kind of thing, where there's a percentage chance to succeed or fail. Because sometimes life's more interesting when you roll a natural one at the end of the day. But I know a lot of people prefer the sort of the other style of doing things, where it just tells you immediately whether or not you pass or fail it in the menu. But apparently this game does both. The blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. I must kill the queen. I mean, fight the voice in your head. Get out, I am not your puppet. Or, get out of my head. Damn you. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence, forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gates looming in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Tech use 45. Examine the device. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archetype relic. Gain 20 experience. Oh. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of the metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voidvir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Alright, place your hand into the sentinel's maw, I guess. The sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear it humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
Yes, Sentinel. Traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Very good. Checkmate, motherfucker.
Well, there is still another way.
Check the warrant chamber. Okay. What does that say? Enormous gates match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look impregnable. Except they're now open, of course. Let it be known that by my will and the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon... Oh my god. Oh, it's going too fast. I can't read it out loud.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Servo skull goes silent, its relays clicking. Second after second passes and you realize that the servo skull will not answer you. I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valancius, distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and so on and so forth.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Lead me away from here.
middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units, calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
As the game's story unfolds, it will be notification to the top of the screen for the journal. Yeah, great, cool. I'm familiar with the concept. There's the old warrant of trade itself. On the world's biggest typewriter, it kind of looks like. It's kind of fun. I quite like it, actually. Very good.
Victory awaits.
Are you following me, or what's going on, Mr. Servo Skull? Is there anything around here? No.
It's about time. A new challenge.
What am I
for me?
missing? What am I missing? What have I failed to notice?
I won't tolerate weakness.
Oh, seal the doors. Oh, okay. Oh, didn't notice that.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you? Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Conrad Voigtveer is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He's clearly serving the unholy gods of the warp.
Serving the gods of the war? Kunrad is a heretic. Oh, Voidveer, you void rat. Madness. And this mutiny is likewise his doing, no doubt.
Unquestionably.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Items received: a stub revolver, a sword, armored body glove, and a medikit. Alright. Suffered an injury. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of the maximum wounds within 1 round. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. What's resolve do? Influences how efficiently and for long characters can fight in the battle. It determines the amount of momentum gained at the beginning of each turn or after killing an enemy. And what is momentum? With momentum, your party members can use unique abilities called heroic acts and desperate measures. In battle, a level of momentum changes depending on the actions of the character. The momentum gauge reaches 175 or more. Any party member can use a heroic act. If your momentum drops, then I'd just forget it. Forget it. I'll figure it out as I go along. Too much rule reading. Goodness me. Okay. When a character initially suffers an injury, it's considered a fresh injury during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, a fresh injury becomes an old injury. Fresh injury can be healed using a medikit without any passing any skill tests. Old injuries can be healed with a medikit, but they require the character administering the treatment to pass a medikit skill test to succeed. Use medikits to restore wounds and heal injuries. Note that when a character loses all their wounds, they fall unconscious. Once the combat is over, the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically, but any injuries they may have sustained remain. These can be healed with a medikit. Medikits can only be used by characters who have the Feel Medic feature, base skill Medicae, or have taken Medicae skill advancement at least once. Whenever a character uses a medikit in battle, a Medicae skill test, so on and so forth, and that. Click on Abelards, select the medikit, use it on your character. Very good.
Look no further.
Alright, where's there? Oh, there it is.
Let's patch you up. Thank you.
There we go.
Where were we? We shall prevail.
There's my inventory. There we go. And a sword as well. Ah, there you go. Yeah, sword in one hand, pistol in the other. Armored body glove. Very good. 15% armor, and then we got this medikit, which I don't think actually does it need to go anywhere. Oh, we actually can't use it, so never mind. Can I give it to somebody else or whatever?
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the Navigator and the Master Helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the war and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the Navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
Okay. Alright. For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal. A wave of static suddenly erupts from the servo skull, and you can make out Theodora's words through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might destroy those who have dared, and so on and so forth.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward! You will die screaming,
Hello.
Close ranks. I will take you down.
Tactical phase, I guess is deployment, right? Move up to their maximum movement points but not position themselves adjacent to an enemy. Alrighty then. I don't know if there's anywhere particularly advantageous for us to really go, but unless we want to get nice and close so we can stab a fool or two. I guess we can move you there, old Milado, and Abelard we can move you there. Or even better there. I don't, it hardly makes a difference, I think. Oh. I should probably pay attention to the damn initiative order. Whoops. I just assumed I'd be going first for some reason. Combat abilities of characters differ depending on their archetype. Read the full description, right click on it. Left click to use it. Okay. Right. Oh, we got More stuff now. Pistol burst. Strike. Cleave. Can I move around there, or am I going to get like attack of opportunity in the face? If I do this, let's find out. Okay, no, it looks like we're good. Attack of opportunity. Oh, all right. Never mind then. Characters with melee weapons can make an attack of opportunity if an opponent in the adjacent cell initiates movement. It can also be triggered by some abilities. Okay. But do you guys actually have melee weapons? You do, and yet for some reason I didn't get attack of opportunity there. Alright, whatever then. I shall cleave, I think.
Nothing I can't opposing me.
Oh,
It's your
nice. Let's pop voice of command on Abelard, shall we?
Not a problem
And
for me.
this one as well, regimental tic tacs. I suppose I've got enough action points to know. What? Or do I?
My specialty.
No. Ah, 0 damage. Get wrecked. Abelard's abilities. Your new companion is a warrior. Abelard specializes in melee combat and drawing the enemy's attacks. Charge is a unique warrior ability that works only when they're using a melee weapon and is not considered an attack option. Action, even. Use charge to close the distance between you and the enemy and deal damage. Okay. Melee attacks hit automatically without the need for a roll. Enemy will try to dodge and parry the attack if they're using a melee weapon of their own. Okay. Charge! Actually, let's use that as well. Race for impact. And then charge! Splat. And then strike!
Indeed. Reduced to dust.
Very nice. They don't like it up them, do they? Your cat just failed to jump on your lap and tried to murder you in the process by hanging on with her claws. Oh yes, Colin has done that once or twice. That's most of the times I've been clawed by him has been because of that. Basically, he's either trying to jump up onto my lap or is falling off it and just panics, sticks out the claws and goes, ah! Grabs on. Yeah. Bless the cotton socks. They're clumsy buggers, cats sometimes. Contrary to their reputation.
Suits my purposes.
Oh, melt it, my boy. That was dreadful.
I don't have time for this. I'll pass. Victory is imminent.
There you go, Abelard's got it mostly under control. Oh, you didn't one-shot him! Good heavens. Movement and attack. The order in which your actions are taken in combat matters. Your character can only move around the battlefield before they take an attack action. Alright, cool. Should move my stay out of Vivi. Ah! And smack you in the face.
Already done. You didn't stand a chance.
Experience points. You can advance the level of your character and companions, prevailing in battles, exploring the Coronis Expanse, and completing quests earn you experience points. Very good.
Follow my lead.
Sort of weird that you're not like moving in a proper formation, boys. It's kind of strange. Collecting loot. Defeated enemies have no further. Yeah, okay, cool. I understand the concept of looting stuff. Collect all. I've now picked up 6 friggin' swords. That seems excessive, but alright. Alternative weapons. Okay, good. I've got a las pistol. Can I compare it? Oh. I'm looking at the wrong guy. There we go. There we are. Stub revolver, lance pistol. Cool. We better just give Abelard the last pistol, I suppose. There you go, old boy. Navigator's sanctum. Is that it? We done here with everything else? I think we are, aren't we? We may take a moment to appreciate that you don't have to be a space marine in this. It would have been so easy for them to do that, but they didn't. It'd be a bit weird though if you're a rogue trader space marine. To be honest, I'm not sure that would really work for the entire concept of this game. I think it's when I always thought about them someone making a game like this for 40k, I always thought of it in terms of like Inquisitor. I thought you'd be an Inquisitor and you'd have your party of like hangers-on and hirelings and whatnot, and you'd go around doing Inquisitor things. My first thought would not have necessarily been a rogue trader, but I guess this is all tying in with the Rogue Trader tabletop game that Fantasy Flight have done. So that's kind of why this is the thing. And since Games Workshop aren't actually doing an Inquisitor tabletop game lately, I can see why they've gone for this instead. Right. Zone map. Here's a map of your void ship. It consists of several parts between which you can travel. Alright. So we want to go to the Navigator's sanctum.
The Navigator's sanctum is directly along the passageway. I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
Leveling up. Remember to advance the level of your character and... Can we level? Oh, we can level up.
They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
Okay. Okay, so dogmatic, heretical, and iconoclast. So dogmatic, heretical, and heretical? I think Melchized's more on the dogmatic end of the spectrum, if you ask me. So what do we do? Have I got points to spend? How do I actually go about leveling up? Okay. Choose a skill. Persuasion, commerce, coercion, carouse, law, imperium, and medicay. I want to look at the carousal skill. Affected by the toughness characteristic, represents the ability to resist negative effects applied by some poisons, stimulators, or alcohol. May give access to new dialogue options. Oh, interesting. Persuasion and commerce probably speak for themselves. I'd like to take coercion, actually. I think we took a debuff to that because of our background, but I'd like Melcher to be a bit coercive. So that's fun. Yeah, let's take that. Not a very optimized pick, that, but hey, never mind. New skills available. No, okay, I don't want to complete. There we go. And then Abelard. it seems to be recommending these. I guess that's what the green thumbs up is. His carouse is already at 50. Athletics. Let's upgrade that. Cool. This is another new party member I see.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
You bet your ass it's a new party member, I reckon.
Master, watch your head. Theodora, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valencius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the Navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engine Seer Prime is...
Dead, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
You hear a few clicks from the relays on the servo skull, which has followed you all the way here, and Theodora's scrambled words give way to a voice vaguely familiar to you. Officer's frequency, to all who can hear me. Those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Ethelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Ethelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
We must see if the Navigator is well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a Navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Okie dokie. New party member, hurrah. Piece of pipe's left on a noticeable dent on the floor. Very good. Can we, is there anything further to see up here? There isn't, is there? Sometimes I feel like I wish I could zoom out even further in this game at the moment. I feel like I mean, you never zoomed in this much ever. But I feel like I wish I could zoom out a bit further than this, because a lot of these like corridors and whatnot are kind of gigantic. Is it fighting time? Yes, it is.
I'll bleed you dry.
All right, everybody, get into cover. Well, I guess we'll stick you. No, Melchit and Abelard swap places. There we go. That's better. I have no idea what Idira's got weapon-wise, but presumably she could shoot mind bullets at people or something since she's a psyker. Start the battle. Use the hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions in combat before taking them. Left-click on any accessible cell in the battlefield to place the character's hologram there. Select an ability or single-shot attack to see the expected outcome. The action will be displayed as if used from the hologram's location to let you assess whether you have picked an effective position for the action you are planning to take. The hologram also lets you see if the enemy will be within your line of sight after you... Oh, that's handy. I like it when games do stuff like that. Alright. Pistol burst, pistol shot. Let's see. Regimental tactics. Let's do that. Voice of command. I'll do that in Abelard, I think. And I'll try and shoot at somebody. Like you.
Nothing I can't do. Nothing of value
Oh, there we go.
has been lost.
That'll just about do it for this turn, won't it? If we don't get to witness your doom from her, I'll be disappointed. That would be good, wouldn't it? Indira is a psyker and an operative. As an operative, she can study opponents and identify their weaknesses. And her psyker abilities allow her to deal damage to them. Analyze enemies is an operative ability which applies the exploit effect to all enemies within the operative's line of sight at the start of each of the operative's turns. What does exploit effect do? Okay, that just tells me what next. Exploit, here we go. I was moused over the wrong bit. If the operative hits a target with an exploit stack, the attack deals 5 times... deals plus 5 times your perception bonus percentage more damage. Okay, it makes you do gooder damage. Damage is made gooder when you shoot the person what you have exploited. Yeah, expose weakness. Used against a single enemy is under the exploit effect. Reduces the enemy's dodge, parry, and armor. Okay, debuffs galore. Special staff allows a psyker to unleash psychic powers against enemies. Okay. Jolly good. Okay, so she can lightning arc, strike, forewarning. Psychic Shriek. And analyze enemies. Could analyze that shit out of you, Mr. Heretic Sharpshooter. Over there. You've been analyzed, bitch. Right, now what do I want to do? Psychic Shriek, maybe? Or Lightning Arc? Chains up to 4 targets with another 3-cell rate. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Will do.
Ah! Nice. And forewarning. On Abelard, I think.
Was that you? Or
Alright, me laddo. Oh, you're not going to be able to charge this turn, are you? I don't think. You're not... Oh, maybe you can get to him. You can. Excellent. Splat. And you're now in cover from this chap here. Perfect. That went rather well. I don't think I'll just... well, actually, no. I think you can shoot as well, can't you? Perfect.
damn it.
We did it! Hooray! Alright. Vespiadus. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The Navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the 2 dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the 2 ordinary eyes as well as the 3rd one that sits in the center of its forehead. I believe Master Vespiadus still lives. Abelard flinches at the sight of the stretched skin and the dark marks on the face of the creature. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive. Let's ask Theodora. What is wrong with him? I'm not going to try and do her accent. Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one. The Navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the 3rd eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It's unclear how the Navigator is able to produce human speech. Our time is short to do what? Suddenly the Navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back onto the seat, and thrusts forward again as its bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming 2 hideous screaming mouth-like pits. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn. Oh dear. Theodora shrieks in terror. It came from beyond! His body is not his! Theodora's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the Navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption. Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. The Navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson, and the dark ooze from under his 3rd eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose, and there's a purplish swelling around the eye. Run! Flee from this place while I still have the strength. The words come out of the Vox with a laboured rattle. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help. The Navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It's worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier. Theodora reaches her hand out towards the Navigator, but pulls it back at the last moment. Vespiadus, good luck, and thank you. The Navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids in the Vox, and the base of the chair is bellowing out static and dispersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Delightful. The Navigator appears dead, only the slight movement of his chest and the twitching of his eyelids let you know that he is still clinging to life.
A new challenge for me?
Little surface skull belting out catechisms and stuff there. Alright, well, where do we go from here? I suppose back out to the corridor and up this way. If I had to take a wild stab. Oh, no, maybe not, actually. Where do we need to go? Back the way we came.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Ooh. More loot. Axes and... Ooh. A fancy psychic staff. And a scrappy auto gun. Collect all. Leave. Alright, officer's deck. For whatever reason, you always imagined servo skulls sound like Daleks. It'd be funny if they sounded like Wheatley from Portal 2. Oh, sorry, we're on press any key. My apologies. Which one's the any key? Famous last words.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their...
That would be party member number 3, I assume.
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from you. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta. Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face. It is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I like being pompous as Melchett, it's fun. And just who are you to be so brazen about your inquiries?
First time I've seen anybody on this ship talk to the little sister like that.
Allow me, Sister Argenta, sacred warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas. Sister, this is Master von Valancius, a member of the Rogue Traders House.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the Dark Forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
Do not even think to insinuate that I'm one of the traitors. I will not let such an affront slide.
That answer does you credit. Only the truly righteous would be so provoked by the accusation of heresy. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Okay. What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader's ship? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Okay. We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold up any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Hooray! More party members. Okay. The door is closed, but the lock looks intact. It can probably be opened with the right tool. Okay, she just looks like she just Kool-Aid manned her way through this bulkhead here to get in.
Follow my lead.
Which amuses me immensely. Alright, come along, action nun. What do we got here? Trank injectors, maglev impeller, salvaged omni processor, and shipment of glow sticks. Collect all. Okay. Do we use the things we just grabbed to open this, perchance? Or not? Or do we backtrack again? Where do we need to go?
None shall stand in my way.
And we got more stuff. Low capacity fuel tank, vat meal cakes, void sweat ale, and another gun. A new more efficient weapon for your character. Hooray! Alright. There we go. Oh, I was about to say they're the same, aren't they? But no, it's actually a well-maintained stub revolver, which does 1 point extra damage.
Victory awaits.
Ah, we actually need to go. Or do we go through? No. Okay.
New challenge for me.
How? Where do I? Oh, there we go. More combat? I think more combat.
I won't tolerate
Your doom
weakness.
has been foretold. Are you ready to die?
Alright. Theodora, let's pop you over there. Argenta. Put you there. Melchett, me boy, you can go there. Let's go.
My ears
Oi.
are ringing.
Cheeky bugger. I feel like we surprised them here. Why did they all get to go first? It doesn't seem fair. So Argenta is the warrior of the Adept Sororitas and a soldier. She's an expert with burst ranged weapons and weapons that deal damage in an area. Another of Argenta's strength is her mobility in combat. Run and gun is a unique soldier ability. Using it grants the soldier extra movement points and reduces the cost of their next attack by -1 action point. The soldier will also suffer a -10 penalty to their ballistic skill for this attack. Run and gun also allows the soldier to perform an additional attack with a ranged weapon, which is a handy tool if you want to make more than one attack with them on their turn. Revel in Slaughter is a soldier ability which can be used once for each 3 enemies the soldier kills in a single battle. Each activation of this ability increases the soldier's ballistic skill, critical hit chance, and critical damage. This effect stacks and lasts until the end of combat. Certain types of weapons will let you make burst attacks. Yeah, we're pretty familiar with that already, really. Oh, that's interesting, though. It's like you're shooting a cone of stuff, which is probably why I've been missing so often with it. Okay. Jolly good. Alright, so, run and gun. Furious Recital. Burst fire.
Doubt is for the weak.
Oh, I didn't actually want to activate that, but never mind.
As the
I wanted to
Emperor
run and gun.
commands, I I'll do it.
Someone like you.
Alright, well, we've learned the hard way that friendly fire is a thing in this game. Okay, very good. Really? Never mind.
Just a minor setback.
Abelard tanking all these hits right now. Cleave, me boy, cleave! There we go. Is there anyone we could charge while we're at it? Oh yes, absolutely, go for it. Look at the madman go. I love it.
It will be done.
You can do brace for impact as well. There we go. Very good. Types of cover. Full and partial covers give you the opportunity to avoid enemy attacks. Cool. It's just like XCOM, innit? Just move you there.
All too easy.
Regimental tic-tacs, voice of command. Might as well pop that on Theodora. She hasn't gone this turn yet. And then pew pew pew, shoot shoot shoot, bang bang bang. That good stuff.
Suits my purposes.
Alright, Melchant, better luck next time, me old boy. Right. Analyze those enemies. And Psychic Shriek. No, we want to do this stuff. Lightning Arc is just so much better. Although, I'm probably not close enough to use it. Move over here. You're not in cover anymore, but sod it. Zappy zap. Zap, zap, zap. Ah, yes. But wait, there's more, apparently. Forewarning. Let's pop that on Melcher. He's got the lowest health. In turn.
I've suffered worse.
All right. If only I could move Abelard out of the way first. Never mind. Let's just shoot these bastards at point blank range.
I will not.
Oh. You can't if you're in melee range. Well, that's just awkward. She doesn't have like an alternative melee weapon, does she? Oh, well, she's got an auto pistol. That's not a melee weapon, is it? Can you punch people? Can you just give them a wallop? Apparently not. All right. Well, that was a bit stupid. Never mind. Charge him. Okay, that didn't work the way I thought it would at all. Never mind. Cleave?
Indeed.
And he just parried it. Man, this turn's going dreadfully so far. Wallop the guy. Okay, he's got got quite a bit of health, this fella. Well, I say quite a bit. He's got 1 hit point left now. Alright. Theodora. Let's see if you can move over here and, you know, make everyone else look incompetent by comparison. Okay, you slightly zapped Abelard there, but and I think Melchett as well, but never mind. Okay, psychic stuff is also it's also capable of friendly fire, as it turns out. Oh dear.
Will do. My faith shields me.
I'll revert to more conservative tactics.
Well, this combat has gone absolutely atrociously so far.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Probably should have moved you somewhere else before I did that, Argenta, but never mind. Although I can run and gun.
Commands, I act.
So, here we go. This'll do. Let's move you over here so you can go and shoot and be shot at by all these guys.
I'll do it.
Or you can just miss. That works too, I suppose. Right, Abelard, run and hide, my dude. Run and fucking hide.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
And heal yourself.
The healing is much appreciated.
There we go. Now, have you got enough? No, you can't quite reach him. Never mind. Alright, no charging for you. Ah, you missed. Right, Melchett.
Let's see how they respond.
Let's have you hide there. Also, you're glowing purple for some reason. Is that because of forewarning? I think it is.
Nothing I can't do.
Missed. Oh dear.
Absolutely not.
Theodora. Let's move you here. You just do a little forewarning, actually, on Argenta. And Psychic Shriek on this fella.
Of course. What an unfortunate.
Killed him with mind bullets. Love it. Alright. Could analyze this guy as well. I don't know if anyone else is able to, like, I wonder if only she can benefit from the exploit on this guy, or can anyone in the party benefit from it? I'm not sure. We'll find out. He doesn't have that icon on him anymore, so I think maybe it's just Theodora.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Don't say. You know what? For a sister of battle, you're a bit useless so far, Argenta. To tell you the truth, I mean, yeah, I don't think you've killed anything yet so far. What do we do with you, Abelard? You know what? Oh, no, he's out of medkits. Although, actually, can you not equip this, dude?
I'd rather not.
Why?
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Equip! Oh, you can't do it in combat. Never mind, I wanted you to heal Melchett, but I guess that's not going to happen, so I suppose we'll have you run in this general direction.
My place.
Charge! No charging this turn. Could shoot something though, I suppose.
At your beck and call.
And miss. That works, I guess.
Oh, this'll leave us.
Did you seriously? Fuck you, dude.
To join my choir.
You're getting psychic read. That's what you're getting. Read! Cheeky little sod.
Will do.
Argenta, can you please finally kill this guy? Finally, fucking hell. You firing like the rubber dummy like riot control bolter rounds down there, Argenta? Because my god, I was expecting more from your glorious bolt gun when you joined the party, to be honest.
Doubt is for the weak.
You able to shoot anybody else right now? Take a long shot at that fella.
Deeds is worthless.
Huh. I'm not surprised. I need to get this lass a flamethrower or something to make her a bit more useful.
A tactically sound approach.
Oh, is he's just slightly out of charge distance. Ugh, makes me sad.
I will do my duty.
Oh, what? That wasn't the plan. Oh, I meant to... Oh dear, never mind. I saw the little 2 in the corner there, which is actually the shot count. But I thought it was the hotkey number. My brain works in weird ways, folks. Never mind. It just cleaved the air harmlessly instead. This combat has been an absolute disaster from start to finish, but we are technically winning, so hooray.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
There, I'm quite in range to be able to hit that guy with another scream. Could forewarn you, at least. What about... No, out of range for that as well. Okay. Argenta, I'm going to move you here. I'm going to have you try and shoot this fellow, and I'm assuming you're going to miss, but maybe you'll surprise us. No, you did in fact miss. Living up to expectations there. And, does she need to reload?
As the Emperor commands, I act.
There you go, she's reloaded, yeah. Alright, Abelard. Aside from Madeira, you're probably my favourite party member at the minute because you're the only one that, aside from Madeira, you're the only one that seems to get anything done. So, I'm going to move you here.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
I'm going to go bang, bang, bang. No, fuck's sake, I did it again. Whatever, we still got charge.
Indeed.
Which should one-shot him, yeah, like usual. Right, is that it?
It's about time.
Who's this person over here? Oh, bunch of random crew members. Where'd you guys all suddenly come from? Did I blink and miss that? Whatever. What's this? An exact replica of the Von Valancia's void ship sits on the pedestal. Labels indicate the main compartments and decks of the vessel. Okay. I assume there's probably looting to be done. Oh, yes, there is.
None shall stand in my way.
I'm just going to keep grabbing everything until the game tells me I can't grab any more. Also goods on that table. What have we got? Belly churn wheels. Machine spirit vaultlet. A set of icons.
lay claim to the stars.
Anything else to grab? Something to look at over here. The cozy seating area is completely destroyed. Pieces of furniture and splinters are scattered everywhere, and just dark stains cover the floor and upholstery. Not the cozy seating area! These savages, these heretic scum, they've ruined my cozy seating area. This will not stand! Skill test and interaction with the environment. Open a jam door, click on the icon. The character with the highest tech use will make the skill test. If the test fails, the door will remain closed. A particularly bad result of a tech use test could cause the door to become permanently stuck and impossible to open. Oh dear.
Follow my lead.
What's this over here? The cogitator is silent. It seems that machine spirit is no longer being powered by the motive force. Alright. Logic.
Duty prevails.
D100 system. Your character's about to make a tech use skill test. In dialogue and during exploration, you'll often make various skill tests. The result might determine how successful your character's efforts are, making hidden and dialogue options appear or reveal new information. The success of a test is determined by rolling a 100-sided die. Okay, it's explaining all the numbers to me, and it's all going in one ear and out of the other. Because me no good numbers do. Okay, better skill, higher skill, better chance succeed. That's all I need to know. The higher the skill, the gooder the skill.
A new challenge for me?
What have we got? Anointed Purity Seal wax bottles. I love all this random junk we're finding in the game, by the way. This is marvelous, this stuff. It's by far my favourite thing in the game so far, honestly. It's just the random 40k themed junk. Catechism of St. Drusus. 4 copies of it, no less. Plasti crystal cores and servo skull anti-gravitic impellers. What else we got? Melted charges. Ooh, that could be quite useful. And operator's gloves. Indira, she's an operator, isn't she? She already got gloves, or no, she doesn't. There you go, got gloves, and they actually appear on a model. You know, it's not. It's a cosmetic change as well as a stat boost, which is nice. Let's try tech use before we go blowing it over with melter charges.
That wasn't so difficult.
There we go. Restore the power supply.
The premonition runs true.
Nice.
It's about time.
Talk to this overseer. Break through the gallery. It's in a short distance from there. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it is. Oh my God, it's 20 past 10. We've gone a little bit. We've gone 20 minutes later than I wanted to, but that combat encounter took a hot minute to resolve. But anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Rogue Trader. So we're still in the prologue, but you know these old school style CRPGs tend to have quite lengthy prologues, don't they? So I'll drop a save right there. Yeah, initial impressions are it's pretty good actually. Although you know. With Owlcat's RPGs, you know, I've always tended to really enjoy the prologue and like the opening chapter, and then once the game's mechanics start to branch out and you get into all the other stuff going on, that's typically where I've ended up losing interest with like Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous. So it's hard to judge this one really when you're still stuck in the prologue. I'm enjoying the prologue. That's all I can tell you. So far, it's good. All of the standard RPG stuff is very enjoyable. I'm enjoying the 40k flavor of everything. It's very good from that point of view. I couldn't possibly give you a good proper judgment on the actual game though as a whole. I've yet to see what that's actually like. But you know, if assuming I can try and squeeze the time in somewhere, I can see myself carrying on with this and playing some more of it on my own time. So in between, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 and the other half dozen games I bought recently. I I don't do a lot of gaming in my spare time anyway to begin with, so I've bought more games than I could realistically play at the moment. One thing I'm curious to see is whether or not you can play this on the Steam Deck. Because if I can play this on the Steam Deck, I'll probably play a lot more of it. But I won't hold out hope on that. This doesn't feel like it's really designed to be played with a controller, but you never know sometimes with the Steam Deck. I can play Dwarf Fortress on it, so theoretically it feels like anything's possible. Anyway, folks, it's been fun. Go back to the main menu. Hope you enjoyed that. If you fancy picking it up, it's obviously available as of today. I didn't get sent this for free or anything. I bought it with my own money because, you know, good Warhammer 40k games are few and far between. Lately, we've been a bit lucky, actually. We've had some all pretty good Warhammer games of late, you know. Over on the Warhammer Fantasy side with Total War Warhammer and the New Age of Sigmar game, which apparently is not been very commercially successful, which makes me sad because I've actually been really enjoying playing that one, Realms of Ruin. But we also had Darktide, which I think is fairly decent on the 40k side of things. Then there's this, and Space Marine 2's coming up, and I'm really hoping Space Marine 2 doesn't turn out to be a bit of an Aliens Colonial Marines, because I saw like it's been pushed back again by a huge chunk of time. Like the release has been pushed way back. And I feel like I'm missing something. What else 40k related came out relatively recently that was quite good? Oh, that Chaos Gate. That's the one I was thinking of. I was being reminded a bit of that while I was playing this. Yeah, Chaos Gate, Demon Hunters. That was pretty decent as well. So, right. Anyway, ladies and gents, it's been fun. It's time, though, to say goodbye. It is that time once again. I'm just gonna see who we can raid. Why have I got a huge accept cookies thing on the top of my screen? Twitch, did you update something? Anyway, well, unless I'm missing something, there's nobody online. It's not always up to date, actually. So I guess I'm just going to leave you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow evening, where we'll be doing our usual Total War mod showcase shenanigans, basically. I think I still haven't decided exactly what mod we're going to take a look at tomorrow, actually. I'm thinking of maybe hopping over to Rome Remastered, though, for a bit. We might take a look at Chivalry, I was thinking, maybe. Or the 77 BC, which came out very recently. A port of it came out for Rome Remastered. So those might be one of the two of the things we're looking at tomorrow on the channel. Hopefully at our usual time, not as late as it was today. And then on Saturday, we shall be playing more Knights of the Old Republic. More good old KOTOR on Saturday. So tune in for that if you're interested. And yeah. I will catch you next time, folks. I'm thinking of expanding our schedule, by the way. I'm thinking of going back to 4 nights a week of streaming at the moment, because I've got a lot of video stuff done behind the scenes recently, and I'd like to kind of ramp up the streaming a little bit over the Christmas period. So I might start streaming on Wednesdays in addition to everything else as well, or possibly Sundays in addition. Depends. I haven't got a lot going on with my weekends lately, but that sometimes changes. So. Anyway, that's about it. Ladies and gents, thanks for watching. If you watch this on YouTube, and I did decide to put this on YouTube in the end, which is a bit of a question mark, I'll decide about that later, I think. But if I did, thanks for watching on YouTube. I'll check your comments, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. Have a good one, folks. Toodaloo.